Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. This is going to be the long and anticipated grading coins that have come back. I've desperately needed these coins to come back. My cash flow levels have been absolutely critical at a time where business has been thick and fast. I owe out a lot of money. I owe out about 11k on an auction that I've yet to pay for. I also owe out for another order that is going to be coming in on Saturday. So yeah, very relieved to get these in. Now, I'm not going to say this is the most amazing set of grading that I've gone through. I'll go through the coins and my rationale for them. Most of them were either bought from individuals or bought via auction. Some of them will be for my collection, but I will talk about why I graded them, whether or not it's been a good or bad thing for me. That's certainly not a problem. Let's get into it. These are some absolute monster coins, by the way. I'll leave that to... All right, let's put that there. So there was, let's go through the gold coins first. I know you guys like the gold. So let's go through them individually. Now this came from the gentleman up in Scotland where I think we did about 100k worth of trading. I think I bought about 100k off him. I was very disappointed with this. I thought it would do okay. I put it to one side because, as you know, anything Libertad proof, it's good. I think when I got it, there was copper spots on it. I was very disappointed with this grade. In terms of price, I'm not entirely sure how I'll price this. I actually had another one from him that I've kept to one side because I really like it. I didn't personally grade this one, it was already a 65. So yeah, unfortunately this is a bit of a bust. I'm not entirely sure what I paid, but I will have a look, bear with me. I don't have the prices for all of them. I don't particularly want to knock my laptop off either. Right, let's look at this. So Crotos Indian. Oh, I totally forgot I own that. Sure. I've just realised that there's a coin on my spreadsheet that I thought I sold, and it's actually on my desk. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm in it for about 600 plus grading. I think that's an okay position to be in. I might make a token profit on it. Is it worth 700? Try find the buyer. I'm not convinced because of the grade. I could probably break it out and make more, but I'm not about that. I don't do that line of work myself. A grade is a grade, and then the price is reflective of that grade, and that's completely fine in my books. So there are dealers that do it. I'm not shaming anyone. Everyone's different. So now this, I actually thought this was a good result, regardless of what the grade suggests. I bought a 4-coin set, and for the 4-coin set, I made an error on the auction. It got to the point where the bids were going up by 250 and I thought they were going to go up by 100, and I pressed it, and I just went, oh, what have you done? What have you done? That's a £7,130 mistake. Well, it's not, because I won't lose that much. Now, in terms of the price of this, I actually think this coin's worth about 4,000, believe it or not. And you can say, Sean, that's crazy. It's straight graded. I think you'll be hard pushed to get it under the 4 mark. Now, whether or not someone will pay that, or how long it takes for someone to pay that, that's another matter. But when I got it in, I genuinely was quite concerned because it had like hairlines. Oh, I thought it had hairline. You can see it there. I still think it's a wonderful coin. I recently sold that 2002 quintuple, so that's gone today. The price on that I thought the price was a bit silly in terms of how little I sold it for. But I spoke to another coin dealer and he went, nah, the prices have been dropping on them. Originally I had it up for 5k. This is nowhere near a 5k coin. You get this in a 70 though, I think it's closer to the 8 to 10k. You get it in a 69, I think you're looking at 4.5 to 5. So make of that what you will. Then there was, so I'll show you the rest of the set. Now, because I knew this was problematic, I sent them in for grading in the hope that something would hit a 70. Let's see if I got it. Didn't get it on the 2. Although this is probably, I don't know exactly where this will trade. Maybe 1800, maybe 1600, 1800. There was the full. Again, maybe 16, 1800. Let's call it 1700 on each. And then the half. 69. This is probably a 550 coin. 500, 550. Now, you know I paid 7,130 for it. I've also paid for grading. That's probably, let's call that 100 quid. So 7,230. Let's call it 7,250 because I know the grading slightly more. If I get 4 out of this, I get 1,700 out of these two. So 3, 4. That's 7,4. Maybe 8k, maybe slightly less. I might come out of this with a profit. It's a fluke though, because I did mess up on the auction. I paid too much and the grades haven't been fantastic, but it all depends on this. It really depends on if someone will pay the 4k for it. Someone might not, but we shall see. If I walk away with a small loss, then that's just how the cookie crumbles. Right. Okay, I'll leave those because they're my personal collection coins. I sent this off. I wanted to prove this up. I'm in this for, let's have a look. Wow, I bought this a long time ago, very long time ago. 537 because I paid 97% on it off spot. So, and it come out at 537. I'll do well on this. Maybe 650. Now this is actually a solid coin for the age. If you got that in a sovereign, so 62, 63, 64, you'd be relatively happy. These Colombian coins are a lot rarer. The strikes are not always fantastic. I quite like the South African coins, but I'll be pricing this probably around 650 to 700. I'll probably start at 7 and work backwards. This, oh dear, where do I even begin? How many dollars have I sent in? These days, if it comes back just a details grade, I'm happy because it's the real deal. I was a bit annoyed with this. This come from the gentleman in Scotland. Let's check what I paid. I think I paid a flat rate for this. It's not on the spreadsheet. I'm pretty sure I paid 150, 160 for this. Gutted. Absolutely gutted on that. Still, this will sell for around 200. No problem selling gold dollars. Again, you just got to prove they're real. This kind of upset me a bit. I thought 62 was very harsh. It puts it practically in the bullion range. When I looked at the pictures online, the pictures look worse than the actual coin as well. That's not me trying to talk my coins up, but I just looked at the pictures like they look terrible. But the coin in hand, it looks pretty decent, you know. Wonderful design. This comes from the gentleman in Scotland. In terms of the price, I'm in it for 2,366. So I might break even on that. I might make a token loss. I don't know. It's whether or not someone wants to pay a premium for having something slightly different. I genuinely don't know, but I was a bit gutted. I might list this. Well, firstly, I'm going to check what the price points are online. I might list this at 2.5 and work backwards and see if I can find a buyer for it. It might not work. You know, I might have to drop it down to something a bit closer to the spot. I think it's a great design, by the way. I don't know much about the restrikes on these either, so I can't really talk about that. Now, the next two coins, I knew both would come back. Details grades. These are both from my collection. So this, I'll talk about in a second, actually. I originally bought this from Atkinson's. I sold it to the gentleman in Scotland. The actual quality of the coin, I think it's great. So about uncirculated. It's got a, you know it's removed because it's got some issue on the side. I'll see if I can find it. But overall, I thought this was a great coin. It's very similar to the 8 escudos I bought that I knew wouldn't grade, but I graded it anyway just to protect it. And this is in the same category. Now I paid the gentleman on this, I think it was 1,000. Let's have a look. Yeah, I paid 1,000 on it. I'm more than happy to pay that. I think for a coin this old in this condition, regardless of this, I had no problem with that. Now this coin I bought raw. When it come in, you can see it here. It's cleaned. I paid 600 for this coin. I do not regret paying 600 for this coin, full stop. I think, again, preserving this from future damage. This come out the ground, so the guy who took it out of the ground has cleaned it harshly, unfortunately. But this is an absolutely wonderful example regardless. It is a real shame about this, but this coin is top. So yeah, in this was 1,600. Now some people would immediately put this down as a junk coin because of the cleaning. Honestly, don't listen to those people. You can admire a coin with its flaws and all. That is okay. There's no problem with that. You don't have to pay bargain basement prices because there is a market for them. And if anyone's saying, who are you trying to kid? Well, I do it for a living. So I know there's a market for them. I think that's a wonderful coin. That's going in my collection. This one's going in my collection. But if I had to sell one, it would probably be this one. Now let's go on to the silver dollars. Now this will break your heart. I sent in 9 silver dollars. They come, the bulk of them come in an auction, one of those sets they put together. It's meant to be Brilliant uncirculated BU silver dollars. That was the piece dollars. I was going to say piece heads, I don't know why. Let's go through them. I'll save some of them for last. This one can go last. That one is a solid result. Okay, we put these at the bottom. So this here, I saw this when it came in, and bear in mind they're all in those plastic holders that are really difficult to break out. And I went, this might even be the best dollar I've ever seen. That dollar's fantastic. Now bear in mind, I do this for a living, and I see a lot of coins. I thought this was top, and I thought that might even be the best dollar I've ever seen. That maybe my American friends will say, well, maybe you need to see more dollars in top condition. That's a fair comment. It's not the bulk of what I deal with. If you deal with them on the daily, you're going to know more than me, even if you're just a hobbyist. You know, this wasn't there, but so this come back. Altered surface broke my heart, because for a long time I was looking for the grade. I was like, why is it taking so long? Because you can check on the NGC checker, and it's like, just type in the code and then just type in where you think the grade is. So I was waiting on my coin grades for a long time, and it just wasn't coming up. I was like, what's going on? It turns out it didn't come up because you can't check the altered surface. That's why. Now the next few coins, that's slightly different. That's fine. Okay. 3 coins. There was a set, there was 6 coins out of the piece dollars. Again, these were encapsulated BU. I was a bit done in, to be honest. These are for my collection though, so what I'll do is I'll use these as a learning tool. I'll put them to one side and then I can compare moving forward. That's the only way you learn, really. Now one of them I knew would come back cleaned. I just sent it in as a learning piece. I think it was this one. Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah, it's this one. I knew it was going to be problematic. Okay. This one I knew would be cleaned. So I recently just sold a 1878 Carson City. I didn't have a problem with sending this in purely because it was a Carson City. I didn't keep the other one I just wanted it off the books because I've had such dire cash flow, like I said earlier in the video. Not a problem with that. This one came from the same set as that. I thought it might do okay. It's come back cleaned. These American guys are really tricky, guys. Really, really tricky. Now for the results. So I was sent in 9, 3 got a straight grade, 58. This is a monster, 63. I was over the moon to have got a Morgan at a 63. This came in the same set as the Carson City coins. Oh, the Carson City coin, sorry. And last but not least, 1925 piece dollar MS64. Absolutely amazing coin, this. I was over the moon. This 64 and that 63 probably paid for all the others. I'm not entirely sure where this would sell in the UK, but I think they're both £100 plus coins. So no gripe from me. It's okay. They are going in my collection. I'm starting to build up a nice selection of your Morgan dollars. Absolutely over the moon to get a 63 and a 64 on the piece dollar. Great grades. Anyway, it's been a bit of a, I wouldn't say train wreck. There are some good wins. There's some quite poor coins in this batch. The lead time to get them back was just not commercially viable. I wish they'd take a bit less time, but that's okay. That's just how it is. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video and I'll see you on the next one.